Good morning and welcome to another edition of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host Gary Holden, Assistant AD and Sports Information Director. With me is Head Wrestling Coach Nate Yetzer and 157-pounder Damon Minor. Fellas, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it.
Let's talk a little bit about the most recent competition we had. Went down up to the new Standard Corporation tournament up in York, Pennsylvania.
Right.
York College hosted that and everything. Coach, tell us initial thoughts about the tournament and everything.
We didn't wrestle real well. We didn't finish where we wanted to, but it's just part of the process. We gotta get better, and went back the next day or 2 days later, and got back to work. And the guys have have a great attitude and worked really hard. And hopefully we fix a couple of the glaring mistakes that we've made. And I think if we do that, we're gonna be fine. And just keep improving every week, and we'll be fine. Mm-hmm. So.
Damon, your thoughts as a wrestler and everything when you guys walked in the gym and saw the level of competition going on. Tell me a little bit about what you thought about the tournament.
I feel like our team wasn't really intimidated, but I feel like we've been working hard and we've been having success. So I feel like we kind of thought we had it figured out, and we went there, realized we had to learn a few more things, and excited to get back to work.
Okay. Your weight class, pretty tough. You opened up with an overtime loss, and then you had to come back and wrestle, 6 more times, including 5 straight wins in the consolation round. Talk a little bit about your road to how you finished up that day with a 4th place finish.
Well, it was kind of hard because the previous tournament I had took first, but this tournament was a little bit more challenging. So after I had lost, I was kind of disappointed, but I knew I had to get my head together because I didn't want to go 2 and out. So I just basically took it one match at a time. I wasn't really worried about the score. I just focused on wrestling the right way, doing the stuff that we worked on, and until I got into the 3rd and 4th place match. So
I know sometimes when you go into a college wrestling tournament, if you suffer a really bad loss, it's easy to let that bad loss come back and hurt you a second time. You don't wrestle up to your game and everything. Coach, talk about how you get a kid ready for something like that. Has a real disappointing loss in the opening round, and then keeping his head together to keep him going in the tournament.
You just gotta forget about it. It's something that I hopefully I shouldn't have to go to the kid and like, hey, you just gotta forget about it. Let's move on to the next one. Some of the freshmen maybe, but Damon I don't have to. He knows what he's got to do, and he knows he blew that match, but he knows that he has got to come back through now, one match at a time, and you can't dwell on it, and because after the tournament, that's when we start working on stuff that we need to fix. The match is done, so no more we can do with that one. It's time to move on to the next one and be ready to go. So sure. I think when you dwell on it, that's when you get you go until.
Sure. Now, Damon, you were the top placer from our team with a 4th place finish. Coach, you had another guy, Robert Cunningham, 125 pounds. He lost early in the tournament and then came back, wrestled back for 5th and 6th place. Talk a little bit about his performance for the day.
It wasn't good. He didn't wrestle up to his ability, and when he's on, I think he's one of the best guys in the country. But when he's off, he's susceptible to getting caught and getting beat, and that's what happened. So I think if he was sitting here, he'd probably say the same thing. He just didn't wrestle up to his ability. So, but his weight class is tough. And 25 is. The whole country is loaded, man. There's some guys that I never heard of, and then they were pretty good. So.
And this region has a lot of good 125-pounders, right?
Our regional has 7 guys in the top 20 in the country in our regional.
At 125?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you had 2 guys going in that weight class. Brett Summers won a match for you as well, one of your freshmen. The next weight class, you had 3 guys at 133 pounds, Justin Zimmerman, Paul Ambrose, and Austin Jenkins. Jenkins won 3 matches in the tournament. Were you just a little bit surprised about how he did? Or?
No, he's got a lot of ability. We knew going in, he's a talented dude, and he works hard and does all the right things, and it's only a matter of time that he's going to have success.
This was his first time down at that weight class, right? He's been at 141 most of the year?
Yeah. Okay. That's a better way for him. 33 is a better way for him, I think, But he did a great job. He battled back through consolations, and his last match he got caught. I think he was right in that match. I think it was a very winnable match for him, but he kind of relaxed and got taken down, which freshmen tend to do, and got stuck. But he overall he's doing a really good job. He's gonna have success. So.
141 pounds. You had one guy in there, DJ Brock, backup 141 pounder. Your top 2 guys were not in the tournament this weekend.
Right. Yep. Injured.
Injuries. Okay. 149 pounds. Who'd you have? You had Logan Smith and June Odie. Yep. June won a couple matches for you there. Did you wrestle well?
He wrestled okay. I mean, but both guys didn't wrestle what they're capable of doing. You know what I mean? But again, we just got to improve, and
sure.
Both guys got a ton of talent. So that weight class is wide open. So.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed you put in 157 was probably your most successful weight class. You guys want to combine 10 matches to that weight class.
Yeah.
Damon won 5 matches and had a pin. Jack Wren went 3-2, and who was it? Daniel Reynolds went 2-2.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It was it's a pretty pretty good weight class for us. And all those guys are all relatively young. Dan's a junior, but the other 2 guys, Damon's a sophomore and Jack's a freshman, so then we have 2 other 57 pounders who are freshmen as well too. So that's obviously next year we got to spread it out a little bit more. We're going to spread those weights out a little more. But those guys are all have done a good job and bought in. And obviously Damon, he was probably the lone bright spot of the tournament for us. Coming all the way back through. So, but even he was capable of winning the tournament. You know what I mean? And had a slip up first round. And by your 7th match, you got to be on top of your game because you're going to wrestle somebody probably good for 3rd and 4th and. After wrestling 7 matches or 6 matches, I think the mom was a little tired, a little drained. So.
And are they all 7-minute matches, even in a tournament? You go 3-2-2 the whole time.
Yep.
So you must have been pretty wiped out. You only got away with 1 pin to shorten one of those matches, huh?
Yeah. The first few matches, I had a little bit of time in between matches, but towards the end, they started coming right as I was getting off the match. So.
Yeah, you just got to keep wrestling, and sometimes that's good, and everything keeps you rolling.
Right. Exactly.
Talk a little bit, Damon, about the concept of having, obviously it's one of the stronger weight classes for us. Talk a little bit about how, fighting for your spot, to be the starter and everything. Does that help you out quite a bit, having all those guys in the room?
It's like last year was full of disappointment, and I know how it was. Coach, he didn't know who the starter would be at 157. So I wanted to give a little bit of confidence, not just to Coach, but for the team that I could come in at 157 and win matches. And as far as fighting for my spot in the room, it's kind of it's fun, because it's like it's competition. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be ready.
Sure.
I mean, the competition in the room should be the same competition as out when we compete, and like I said, it's fun.
It's nice if the competition in the room is better than what you're facing out there. Getting you ready for those guys. So. All right, Coach, 165 pounds. You had Baker, Alston, and St. Myers. Mm-hmm. Alston was a kid that went 6th place at the regionals last year, bumped up a weight class, 165. He won 3 matches for you. Were you pleased at all about how those 3 guys wrestled?
Yeah, they wrestled okay. I mean, I just think the thing about Josh is his timing is just off right now. He was out injured for a while, and I think he's now just starting to round back into shape, which that's fine. He just he'll be okay. As hard as he works, and he'll figure it out. Max just got to get better. He pulled one out in the first match. Did a great job bouncing back and getting a win. I think in overtime. Mm-hmm. And Dustin's got a lot of talent. We just got to refine a few things that he does. And
sure.
But those guys, they do a good job. So it's going to take time, but they'll be all right.
All right, 174 pounds. You had. You had Monaco Pay, Adam Fitzwater, and Corey Claps. Only won 1 match between the 3 of them. All 3 are fairly young, all newcomers to your program this year. Monaco Pay, I know, came in from I think it was East Tennessee State. Did a little wrestling with their club program. So they're going to be a little bit green right there and everything. Mm-hmm. Is that a weight class that you feel like at some point in time one of those will rise to the top?
I hope. I hope. Right now we're struggling at that weight. And. We were struggling there last year too, so we got to figure that out, and I'm hoping somebody rises above.
We'll leave that one as to be announced.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Right now.
Yep.
How about 84? I saw you didn't have your normal starter in there. He was out for the tournament. Is that right? Corbin Ramos.
Ramos hurt, and Chris Carter was hurt.
Okay.
And Hunter Duvall was there. Just not a great tournament. Didn't look real sharp. So
197. You had your freshman Nick Rodriguez. Like he suffered an early round match and
much the same as 84.
Wasn't able to come back.
Not sharp, and just gotta get better there.
But he's a kid that shows a lot of promise, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's talented. He works hard. All these guys work hard. But the one thing they got to realize is that we're not the only team that works hard. And there's the other teams, they work pretty hard too.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So. It's not just because we work hard that we deserve to win. It's not the way it works. So you got to take it from them.
Your final weight class, 285. Tate Delaney and Carlos Levia. Leyva, I'm sorry. One match between the two of them. A little bit of a rough day for those guys.
Same as 97, same as 84, same as 74. Just,
okay.
Yeah, just not sharp. Didn't come ready to battle, and obviously upper weights. We got to shore some things up there. So
sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about where you're going next. Then you're heading down to Nashville, Tennessee. Gator Boots Duels, a tournament that began down in Louisiana. I guess that's where they get the nickname Boots and everything.
Okay.
A team out of Iowa is hosting it. Luther College, the number 7 or 8 ranked team in the country. It is a dual meet tournament only, but you guys are taking 2 teams. You're going to have a couple of B team matches with a couple different schools. Talk a little bit about that tournament, how you got us into it, and what your expectations are.
Well, we got an invitation from Coach Mitchell at Luther College. They're the ones that kind of run it, this year was all about increasing our schedule, increasing our number of Division III teams we wrestle. I think it hurt us at the end of the year at regionals that we didn't really see a lot of Division III teams. So this year I made a really effort to drop a few tournaments and add a few just Division III's only tournaments.
Sure.
So that way we see, and I wanted to see different parts of the country. Pete Wilson, we get to see those Minnesota, Wisconsin kids, Chicago kids. And this tournament we get to see a lot of Midwest teams, Iowa's, Illinois again, teams like that.
And last weekend it was all the Pennsylvania.
Yep. A couple New England teams, and
okay.
So I think we got to, after those, we'll have a kind of know where we are in the mix of things and know what we got to do, and so this is a great test for us. I think we wrestle. All 4 teams wrestle are actually ranked in the top 25 in the country, so it'll be a good test for us.
Okay. So after this tournament and everything, you guys will take a break for Christmas break. You'll come back end of December, start getting ready for January 3rd. That's when you guys are going down to the Battlefield Duels versus McDaniel College. Battlefield Duels, that is a high school tournament, and you guys are the feature lone college match that's there?
Right, yep, absolutely,
okay.
Yep. And they're a good team. I mean, McDaniel's a good team. They're our regional, so obviously there's going to be a lot of pride in the line, and they have... they're 33, 41, 49, and 57 are all really good, and so it's going to be and 65 actually. So
you guys are going to have your hands full in the middleweight classes.
Yep, absolutely, and it's huge for seeding purposes, regionals, and all that. So I think we'll be fired up together. So.
Okay, good. We're excited about it. The regionals are still to be determined, correct? I know that Ferrum is considering putting in a bid and everything. We're getting our information together to run by our administration, and if it all works out well, we're hoping to be able to host the regionals. Where would the tournament be again?
It'd be at the Roanoke Civic Center.
Okay.
Downtown Roanoke, awesome place. Hotels, restaurants, downtown, all within walking distance. So.
Good. Well, Roanoke and Salem, they seem to be an NCAA Division III hub. There's been many years, the football, basketball championships, baseball, and softball, all kinds of tournaments being held over in Salem, and they all use the same hotels in Roanoke and everything.
Right.
So I think the NCAA, I would hope the NCAA would really like the idea of coming to Roanoke because they know that events run there have plenty of accommodations and all that.
Exactly. Plenty of help. The Roanoke Valley Wrestling Association, they're going to really help us through it, and they're an awesome organization. And they've run many tournaments, so they're really sharp and all that. So
Sure. Well, listen, I want to thank you guys both for coming on here. Damon, anything you want to say to Mom, Dad, family members? Merry Christmas wishes or anything?
No, just Merry Christmas to everybody. The Ferrum College students, Ferrum College staff, Ferrum College supporters, and to my family, Merry Christmas.
Okay, great. Well, listen, Coach, you guys have got to be pretty excited at the Yetzer family house. Jack and Nick must be just totally thrilled about Christmas coming up. You got little Ethan and everything. You guys spent Thanksgiving out in Ohio. Where are you going to be for Christmas this year?
We do Christmas at our house, so we're doing Christmas at our house this year, and should be a good time. So,
and Leah's family's just from up in Roanoke, so you'll see them.
They'll all come down. Be a full house, which is fun. I mean, it makes it fun.
Will your parents come down from Ohio as well?
No way.
That's a haul.
It's a haul for them. Yeah, absolutely.
So, they can use the telephone.
Yeah, exactly.
Call,
We'll Skype them or something.
Yeah, there you go. Well, listen, thanks again for coming on the show, and I guess we'll see you. We'll probably see you after we have the duels and everything down there. We'll come back on the show right before Christmas and give an update to our fans.
Sounds good. Thanks, Gary.
Great. Folks, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again just after the 20th, right before Christmas. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.